Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Pepper Revenge. This channel is all about crazy true stories, stuff that happens in real life when things get a little bit messy, people dealing with drama, cheating, lies, breakups, and even revenge. Some stories are wild, some are emotional, but all of them will keep you watching. If you like real talk and real situations, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. This is Crazy Pepper Revenge, where the stories get spicy.
Your circus just lost its clown.
I used to think the worst thing a man could be at his own wedding was nervous. Turns out the worst thing is irrelevant. I was sitting at our dining table going over final costs. My laptop was open, receipts lined the screen like quiet warnings. Flights for Sienna's cousins, $1,200. Rooftop venue deposits, hotel blocks, customized party favors, all under my name. Not once had I complained. I never asked Sienna to split the bill. I run a successful logistics consulting firm and believed love meant covering things if you could. That was my mistake. Being quiet made them think I was insignificant. Sienna came in twirling in her ivory robe, phone in hand, laughing at something her friends sent. She leaned in, kissed my cheek lightly like tossing a coin in a wishing well, then walked to the fridge. "By the way," she said casually, "I added a few more names to the after-party list, just a few people from the past." I looked up slowly. "What kind of people?" She took a sip of her mango juice. "Don't be weird. Just Carter and Kellen. It's been years. They're harmless." Carter, her ex-husband. Kellen, her ex-boyfriend, who once crashed her birthday drunk and fought someone at the door. "You invited your ex-husband to our wedding party?" I asked, setting my laptop aside. "It's not a wedding party, it's just a celebration. Casual vibes." The room went cold, but she didn't notice. She wasn't joking. No laugh waiting to spill out, no wink. Just Sienna twirling her straw like she hadn't just flipped my stomach upside down. "You think that's appropriate?" "Oh, come on, Malik," she sighed, waving her hand. "Grow up. Carter's remarried and Kellen's just there for drinks. You're being really insecure right now." Insecure. That word landed like a slap. It didn't sting because it was true. It stung because it was lazy, the easiest way to flip a man's discomfort back onto him. Before I could respond, her mother walked in. Darlene West, queen of passive-aggressive compliments and backhanded advice. She strolled in with a shopping bag from Bloomingdale's and that smug look that made you feel poor regardless of your bank account. "Still whining about the guest list?" Darlene said, barely glancing at me. "Please, it's a party. If you don't like it, we'll give your spot to Jamie." "Jamie!" she smirked. "Jamie Lowell, Sienna's childhood sweetheart. Remember him? So charming. He's flying in." Something cracked inside me. Not snapped. Cracked. Like the first split in a windshield before it spiders out and ruins everything. I wasn't the groom. I was a placeholder in their twisted show. Sienna giggled and leaned into her mother. "It's just jokes, babe. Relax. Relax." Another dismissive word meant to silence. That night I stayed up in the guest room. She thought I was upset and needed space. She didn't realize I was rearranging everything because a man can only ignore so many things before he either explodes or evaporates. I chose the second. I replayed every moment that led here. How she praised my discipline but mocked my dislike of crowds. How Darlene asked if my job was just typing all day. How they smirked when I suggested a modest ceremony, then demanded a rooftop with imported orchids and champagne towers. I gave in each time quietly, not wanting to be difficult. Turns out, giving people peace who don't respect you just teaches them to treat you like silence. The next night, I wasn't eavesdropping by accident. I was listening because I needed to. The door wasn't even closed. Sienna was propped on the bed, face lit by her screen's blue glow. On the video call were her three best friends, the same ones who giggled when Darlene accidentally called me Martin, her accountant, during our engagement dinner. "Wait, Carter is coming? You didn't tell me that part," Carrie said. "Yep," Sienna laughed. "And Kellen, too. Why not let them all see me shine?" "Oh my God, this is going to be a circus," June squealed. "Poor Malik," David chimed in. "He's going to be standing there like a substitute teacher while the real lineup of men shows up." That stung, but what followed made my stomach turn. Sienna grinned. He'll be fine. He's used to being in the background. Malik's quiet. You could replace him with a coat rack, and nobody would notice. They howled with laughter. Then Darlene's voice joined. I hadn't realized she was on the call. Honestly, Malik's not bad. He's just forgettable, like unsalted butter. I started calling him Mr. Invisible last week. Sienna almost choked, laughing. And that's messed up, but true, June chuckled. Sienna didn't stop them. She didn't defend me. She laughed the loudest. I stood frozen in the hallway, breathing slowly, watching shadows flicker under the door. When the call ended, I walked to the kitchen, calm on the outside. I sat down, opened my notebook, and wrote, "They don't think I'm a man. They think I'm an accessory." I started documenting everything. Every receipt, every name on the guest list, every comment that made me feel small. I screen recorded bank transactions, photographed the RSVP chart with Carter's and Kellen's names highlighted. I emailed everything to myself with subject line just in case. When I totaled the numbers, it came to $46,000. Venue deposit $12,000, catering $9,800, hotel blocks $5,400, flights for her cousins $2,600, bridesmaids, dresses $3,200, flowers $1,800, DJ $2,000, even custom champagne flutes engraved Sienna and Malik Forever $1,150. Forever. That word burned. Every receipt, every confirmation email came from my account. She hadn't contributed once. The next day, Sienna asked me to zip her new dress. When I stood behind her, I caught her phone screen in the mirror. The message was open. Kellen, you sure he won't flip? Sienna, please. Malik doesn't even notice. He's too busy being supportive. I zipped the dress without a word. She thought I didn't see. She had no idea the man she thought was invisible was about to become unforgettable. That night, I opened the banking app and removed both Sienna and Darlene from our shared account. She'd somehow gotten access 6 months ago for emergencies. I locked it and changed the password. Then I opened wedding contracts. One by one, I began canceling. Venue first, called after hours, left a message, followed with email. Effective immediately, I am canceling the bookings scheduled under my name. DJ, Hotel Block Florist. I told them to donate flowers to a retirement home. Even the airport shuttle Darlene insisted on for VIP guests. Every contract was in my name alone. I had every right to cancel. I packed a suitcase, 2 shirts, passport, laptop, essentials. I wasn't coming back. When Sienna returned at 1:15 a.m., I was in bed pretending to sleep. She kissed my forehead, whispered, "Big day tomorrow, babe," and climbed in like everything was fine. She didn't know the hotel was releasing rooms. The caterer had deleted orders. Her party had no music, no champagne, no lights. The morning of the after-party, I woke before dawn. My bag was packed, flight in 6 hours. By 9 a.m., I was gone, out the door, down the elevator, into the pre-ordered car. At the airport, I checked in, found a quiet lounge corner, ordered red wine, and opened my laptop. Notifications trickled in. Venue manager confirmed cancellation. Hotel followed up. DJ texted, "Confirmed, no longer needed. Hope all is well." Everything unraveled quietly, efficiently, exactly as planned. Sienna still had no idea. My phone buzzed. 10:12 a.m. Sienna. "Where'd you go this morning? Getting cold feet?" LOL. Text me. I didn't reply. 10:29 a.m. Sienna. "You're not answering. Are you okay? You went out without your wallet." 10:42 a.m. Darlene. "We're at the venue. The door's locked. Where is everyone?" 11:10 a.m. Sienna. "The hotel says the party is canceled." "What's going on? My hair is done. I'm in makeup. The girls are freaking out. Call me." Calls flooded in. I declined each one. 12:04 p.m. Darlene. "You child, you're ruining Sienna's moment." "You think this is cute?" My friend Belle texted updates. "This is insane. People are yelling. Carter already left. Kellen's sitting on the curb looking stupid. Darlene screaming at hotel staff. Someone's crying in the bathroom. Your seat has Jamie's name on it. They brought a guy to literally replace you." 1:15 p.m. Sienna. "Why are people getting refund notifications? Malik, what did you do?" 1:45 p.m. Darlene. "You little coward. I knew you weren't man enough to handle Sienna. You'll regret this." By 2 p.m., I boarded the plane. First class, seat 1A, destination Santorini, our original honeymoon spot. As we flew over the Atlantic, I finally slept deep and dreamless. I landed in Santorini at 3:07 p.m. The hotel perched high above cliffs, my suite overlooking the caldera. I stepped onto the balcony, exhaled, and felt weight slide off my chest for the first time in months. My lawyer Bryant called. Just got Darlene's email. The screenshots you sent, that group chat and Kellen's messages, those are gold. Emotional manipulation, financial misuse, evidence of public humiliation. We'll file divorce petition Monday. They don't have a leg to stand on. Everything was in your name. Within 2 weeks, Bryant moved with surgical precision. He filed a declaration of intentional emotional fraud with evidence of financial exploitation. No prenup to protect her since she'd talked me out of it. Meanwhile, screenshots of their group chat leaked online. Someone posted Sienna's message about all the men who ever loved me watching me shine, and it went viral. Her damage control backfired spectacularly when someone played audio of Darlene calling me invisible and unsalted butter. Darlene's consulting firm lost 5 corporate clients after the leaked messages. The venue manager even defended me publicly. Our client was respectful and direct. Some people need to stop playing with others' kindness. I spent weeks in Santorini, then moved to Lisbon. Rented a small apartment, kept working remotely, started fresh. I met Anna, a photographer who didn't know my past, who saw me without needing me to earn her attention. She didn't try to shine over me or make me feel invisible. Months later, Sienna sent one final letter through my lawyer. No begging, just honesty for once. You were good to me. You loved me in quiet ways I never respected. I mistook that for weakness. I treated you like a placeholder. I let my mother run her mouth, let my friends mock you, and I laughed when I should have defended you. Without you, I had no story. I was just noise. I hope someone is treating you like you're the story, not the background. I read it once and filed it away. There was nothing left to say. I'm not the man they tried to erase. I'm the man they'll never forget. Because sometimes walking away isn't giving up, it's finally choosing yourself when no one else will.
Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Pepper Revenge. This channel is all about crazy true stories, stuff that happens in real life when things get a little bit messy, people dealing with drama, cheating, lies, breakups, and even revenge. Some stories are wild, some are emotional, but all of them will keep you watching. If you like real talk and real situations, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. This is Crazy Pepper Revenge, where the stories get spicy.
Surprise, darling.
Our marriage seemed rock solid until Jessica's company dinner last month. Her boss, Mark, this arrogant managing partner, was way too focused on my wife. When he smirked at me after dancing with her, my gut screamed something was wrong. Next day I brought it up. Jessica immediately defended him like I was overreacting. That reaction only deepened my suspicions. All those late meetings and missed lunches suddenly started looking like red flags. Mark was everything I wasn't. Wealthy, flashy, arrogant. The type who flaunted success with sports cars, designer watches, and a trophy wife half his age. He'd already traded his first wife of 20 years for a stunning 30-year-old named Stella. This guy thrived on belittling others. I hadn't forgotten when he mocked my career in front of everyone. So Johnny, how's life selling nuts and bolts? Must be nice working at Home Depot every day. Jessica laughed. That cut deep. I make over $200K annually, provided great life for our family, paid for our daughter's college. But in Mark's world, that wasn't enough. I should have paid more attention. Men like him always want more. Within a week, I put my plan in motion. Ordered 6 audio recorders and 5 high-resolution video cameras. One went inside our bedroom smoke detector, others positioned at different angles to capture everything. More placed in bathroom and living room. Recording devices streamed live to computer and attic, all controlled from my phone. Even hid audio bugs in her favorite purses, her car, one next to kitchen phone. I knew I'd catch at least 90% of her conversations and any activity in our house. Before my business trip, Jessica was affectionate as always, making love like she did before I traveled. She whispered how much she loved me, how much she wanted me. I love you so much, she murmured tearfully. Being with you like this means everything to me. That night felt magical. Connection felt so deep I almost convinced myself my doubts were ridiculous. For a fleeting moment, I considered abandoning my plan. Thankfully, I didn't. By 6 p.m., I was driving 3 hours to my hotel. At hotel, I checked surveillance feed just to test system. Fast forwarding through last 3 hours, I stopped when Jessica appeared in our bedroom making phone call. Hey, baby. He's gone. I have the house all to myself. Yeah, this time it's for 2 nights. When can you come over? Won't your wife notice? Oh my God, this is perfect. Will you stay the night? I want to wake up beside you. Of course, I'm all yours. I love you, baby. I froze. Just hour earlier, we'd shared one of most passionate nights of our lives. She'd told me she loved me again and again. Now here she was, inviting him into my home, my bed. Over next hour, I watched Jessica prepare for him. She showered, slipped into seductive lingerie, styled hair, applied makeup, finished look with high heels, something she never did for me. Watching it unfold was both torturous and mesmerizing. When doorbell rang, there he was, Mark Diamond smirking like he owned the world. Camera caught everything as he pulled her into deep kiss. My stomach turned and I barely made it to bathroom before vomiting. Wow, baby, Mark said, eyes roaming over her body. You look incredible. I can't wait to peel that dress off you and have you all night. For next hour, I endured their moans, whispered words, their betrayal. Then came conversation lying in each other's arms. So he's really gone for 2 nights? Yes, you have me all to yourself, baby. I've wanted to wake up next to you for so long. I love being with you, Jessica. And I love being with you, Mark. He chuckled. I can't wait to have you over and over again while your husband works his ass off. What an idiot. She playfully nudged him. Be nice, Mark. He's a good man and I love him. Then why are you here with me? Jessica hesitated. Because you're the most attractive man I've ever met, and the closeness is unbelievable. But we both have marriages to protect. This makes sense. You give me more love and passion than my wife or any woman I've been with. For me, this isn't just closeness. I love how you make me feel, Jessica. Those words cut deepest. That love was supposed to belong to me. Then Mark asked question that sealed my fate. Does he satisfy you like I do? Jessica hesitated, then admitted. He's a wonderful lover, but no, not like you. You do things to me I can't even explain. I slammed laptop shut, consumed by rage and heartbreak. When I returned home, everything seemed normal. Jessica welcomed me with open arms, showering me with kisses and affection like nothing ever happened. But for me, everything had changed. Instead of love, all I felt was disgust. Her touch made my skin crawl. I gathered every piece of footage and audio, stored multiple copies in cloud, locked everything behind encrypted files. For next 2 weeks, I kept Jessica occupied, monopolizing her time, never giving her free moment to sneak away. Eventually, her frustration became obvious. Then I caught her conversation while driving to work. When is he going out of town again? I don't know, but I'll find out. It needs to be soon, babe. That confirmed everything. I decided to stage another trip. That evening, as we lounged on couch, Jessica casually asked, Baby, when's your next work trip? I felt blood boil, but forced smile. Why? Trying to get rid of me? You wouldn't happen to have secret lover who visits when I'm away, would you? She didn't flinch. Don't be ridiculous. I love having you home. I just hope you won't have to leave again anytime soon. Sorry, sweetheart, but work requires travel. I have overnight meeting next Tuesday, back Wednesday. She sighed, pretending disappointment. I hate when you're gone. I miss you so much when you travel. Tuesday arrived. Instead of leaving town, I drove to my office and parked. By 7:30 p.m., surveillance alerted me. Mark had arrived, strolling into my home like he belonged there. I disabled video feed, placed phone in drawer. Retrieved collapsible electric bike from trunk. Silent, efficient, could hit 30 miles per hour and cover 50 miles on single charge. Within 20 minutes, I reached house, slipping through unlocked sliding door. Upstairs, I could hear them. I grabbed aluminum bat from closet and short-barreled rifle I'd stored outside bedroom. With bat gripped tightly, I crept toward door. They were too lost in pleasure to notice. I stepped inside. Jessica didn't sense thing. Mark never saw me coming. Bat connected with solid impact and Mark lost balance, sturdy frame landing on floor with muffled thud. I switched on lights. Jessica gasped, eyes wide with shock, scrambling backward. Oh my God, no, this can't be happening. Why are you here? You were supposed to be gone. Real question is, why is another man in my bed? Mark groaned, clutching head. Jesus, that hurts. What the hell is wrong with you? You sneak into my house, sleep with my wife in my bed, and expect me to just let it slide. I wasn't going to kill them, but they didn't need to know that. Rifle was loaded with custom rounds, 25% salt, 75% capsicum. Not lethal, but would deliver excruciating lesson. When Mark lunged, I fired. Blast was deafening, but his screams were louder. He collapsed, writhing on floor, clawing at face, gasping for breath. Burning sensation overwhelmed him. Listen up, both of you. In few minutes, I'm walking out, and you're taking this idiot to hospital before he loses too much blood. You won't call emergency, you'll drive him yourselves. When they ask what happened, you don't know. Make up story, but under no circumstances mention me. If either throws my name into this mess, every piece of evidence I've collected goes straight to his wife and firm partners. Plus, I've created website featuring 2 hours of your escapades. My name stays out of it. And Mark, you will not fire Jessica. She'll need that paycheck once divorce is finalized. I walked out same way I came, resetting lock behind me. Rifle and bat went into bag as I disappeared into night. At River, I tossed weapons into different sections, ditched surgical gloves. Mark underwent surgery. Doctors shaved his head to stitch 18-centimeter gash, diagnosed with concussion. His official statement: remembered walking Jessica home with paperwork, then waking up in hospital. Never saw anyone, never knew what hit him. Jessica said she heard loud noise, went outside, found Mark on ground, rushed him to hospital. Neither could explain why he was without clothes, but they stuck to stories. By afternoon, I'd removed every hidden camera and microphone, uploaded everything to secure encrypted cloud, destroyed devices. When Jessica walked in at 6 p.m., she looked exhausted, drained, broken. Johnny, I know what you saw looked terrible, but you need to understand. I wasn't in love with him. After being intimate, I crave connection. Things I said weren't real. I only meant them for you. When you were away, I hated being alone. Mark was just there, kept me company. Yes, things became physical, but it was never about love. Jessica, I've heard everything you said. While you claim those words were meant for me, I know the truth. They were for him. 20 years of marriage gone because of your choices. We'll both live with consequences of what you did. What do we do now? There is no we anymore. You and I are finished. I'll never understand why you did this. Forgiveness isn't an option. I'm putting house on market. You need to find somewhere else to stay. Since you ruined everything, you'll be one to leave. Sign divorce papers without fight or you and your boyfriend will regret it. She begged for hours, but by morning she was gone, moving in with parents. Police questioned me, but with no evidence and rock-solid alibi, they labeled it burglary gone wrong. Jessica's family called constantly pleading for reconciliation. I ignored every call, eventually changed my number. Jessica's life crumbled. At 42, she was alone in tiny apartment, surviving on salary. Family figured out truth, placed all blame on her. Daughter no longer saw her same way. Parents were ashamed. Mark distanced himself at work, reassigning her to mundane administrative role. Rumors swirled. People whispered she was just another of Mark's discarded flings. With job she hated, no career growth, no husband, friends, or family support, Jessica spiraled into depression. Mark's wife, Stella, wasn't forgiving either. Made his life living nightmare, forced him into guest room, constantly reminded of mistake. She started dating younger men right in front of him, but never left, keeping up appearances while he paid every bill. Year later, men ambushed me outside bar. Ended up hospitalized with fractured ribs and 20 stitches. I knew Mark was behind it. 6 weeks later, I called his office. Tell him to meet me at French Deli across street Friday, 1 p.m., alone. Tell him Johnny said so. When he arrived, I was seated at corner table. Glad you came. Your guys did solid job on me, but unfortunately didn't finish it. I warned you not to retaliate. I slid folded paper across table. Link to website I'd set up. 2 hours of premium footage starring you. I blurred Jessica's face. She's lost enough because of you. What do you want? 2 things, non-negotiable. First, end all retaliation against me, my family, and Jessica. Second, wire $1 million into this account by Friday 9 p.m. Consider it compensation for lawsuit I could file. Fraction of what I could take in court. How do I know you won't release footage anyway? You don't. You'll have to trust me. But if you don't pay, site goes live Saturday morning. Your firm, wife, kids, every client will have access to your home movie. Deal was made. Money transferred, house sold, assets divided. Jessica kept job, but Mark never treated her same again. Jessica never remarried, barely dated. Regret clung to her like shadow. By time she neared 50, health had deteriorated. Depression had taken hold completely. Day she died, only our daughter Sarah was there to scatter ashes. I retired to quiet Ocean Town. Remarried kind woman who made me laugh. She was good to me, but I never felt that once-in-lifetime love again. Jessica had been that love, and she destroyed it. When I heard of Jessica's passing, I felt unexpected mix of sadness and relief. Her death marked end of pain I'd carried too many years. Though I mourned woman she used to be, I finally felt free.
Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Pepper Revenge. This channel is all about crazy true stories, stuff that happens in real life when things get a little bit messy, people dealing with drama, cheating, lies, breakups, and even revenge. Some stories are wild, some are emotional, but all of them will keep you watching. If you like real talk and real situations, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. This is Crazy Pepper Revenge, where the stories get spicy.
We vowed forever. But she's just a cheating witch.
So I, 28M, married Mira, 26F, a week ago. Small romantic wedding under string lights, nothing fancy, but absolutely perfect. Her parents, Clara and Marshall, were obsessed with every detail of the planning. Flowers, table settings, decorations, everything. I figured they were just excited about their only daughter getting married. Mira looked so happy that night in her white dress, glowing in the moonlight as we whispered promises to each other. I thought that was it, the start of forever. Then out of nowhere, just days after our wedding, they suggested something that hit me like a punch to the gut. A relaxing family getaway to Scottsdale. Just Mira and them. We'd barely been married a week and they wanted to whisk her away already. I didn't love the idea. Honestly, it stung. But Mira's eyes lit up when they brought it up. She squeezed my hand and said, "It's just a few days, babe. I'll be back before you know it." I didn't want to be the guy who says no, the jealous husband who can't let his wife breathe. So I swallowed the unease, nodded, and said, "Sure, go have fun." Looking back now, that was my first mistake, and it's one I'll never stop kicking myself for. Drove her to the airport, kissed her goodbye, watched her walk off with Clara and Marshall rolling their suitcases behind them. Clara gave me this tight little smile that didn't reach her eyes, and Marshall just nodded, his face blank as always. I told myself it was fine. She'd be back in 4 days, and we'd pick up right where we left off. Went home that night and sat on our couch, staring at the empty space where she'd usually be curled up next to me. The house felt too quiet without her laugh, her humming as she made tea. I tried to shake it off, told myself I was overthinking things. Even texted her, "Miss you already," with a heart emoji. She replied, "Miss you too," with a smiley face, but it didn't calm me down like it should have. Over the next few days, her texts got progressively weird. Short, distant, no little stories about her day like she usually sent. When I picked her up from the airport, she barely hugged me and stared out the window the whole drive home, mumbling, "Fine, just relaxing," when I asked how the trip was. Next morning, I'm flipping pancakes trying to make everything feel normal again. She's sitting across from me at the table, hair messy from bed, wearing one of my old shirts that used to make me smile. Today, it didn't. She poked at her food with her fork, not eating, just moving it around like she was lost in her head. Her laugh, that bright sound I'd hear every morning, was gone. Her hand didn't reach for mine like it always did when we ate together. I tried to lighten things up. "So what did you do down there? Swim a lot?" "Get a tan?" She shrugged, still staring at her plate. "Yeah, some of that. Just flat. No spark." The silence stretched out heavy and thick until finally she put her fork down and looked at me. Her eyes were different, cold, like a wall had gone up between us. "I think we should take a break," she said, her voice so quiet I almost didn't hear it. A break. We'd been married less than 2 weeks. I didn't yell or ask why or beg her to take it back. I just sat there feeling like the air had been sucked out of the room. My mind raced, but my face stayed calm. Too calm, maybe. I leaned back in my chair, took a slow sip of coffee, and smiled. Not a happy smile, but one that said I wasn't surprised. "That's funny," I said, standing up and walking to the counter where I'd left a folder, picked it up, feeling its weight, and slid it across the table to her. "Because I just got some information about that trip." See, something felt off from day one. That twist in my gut wouldn't go away. By the second day, I was pacing the house, replaying Clara's comments about my practical job and Marshall's silent, calculating stares. So, I picked up the phone and called my cousin Marcus, a private investigator down in Scottsdale. Asked him to keep an eye on them, follow them if someone else showed up. Less than 48 hours later, he texted, "Check your email, you're going to want to see this." The folder was full of videos, photos, receipts, timestamps. This wasn't some quiet family retreat. There was Mira sitting at a restaurant table laughing, her hair catching the sunlight. Clara and Marshall were there too, but the problem was the guy next to her, some tan, smug-looking idiot with a grin that screamed money. Theo, Marcus called him in the notes. Some rich investor's son dripping in fake charm, leaning too close to my wife. I watched as he said something and she laughed again, her real laugh, the one I hadn't heard in days. Clara clapped her hands like it was the best thing she'd ever seen, and Marshall nodded along, all proud. Photos showed dinners, drinks by the pool, walks on the beach, Theo's arm around her shoulder, her smiling up at him while Clara snapped pictures like it was a damn photo shoot. Hotel receipts showed they'd all stayed at the same swanky place. Marcus even got a shot of Theo handing Mira a drink, their hands brushing, and she didn't pull away. As Mira's flipping through the photos now, her hands shaking so bad the paper rattled, her eyes widening as she darted over every image, every detail. Guess who walks in? Clara and Marshall, acting all casual like they'd just popped by for coffee. "Hope we're not interrupting anything," Clara says, setting a binder of wedding photos on the counter. Her voice was bright, too bright. Mira didn't move, didn't turn around. She just kept staring at me, then flicked her eyes to her parents, the folder still open in front of her. I leaned against the counter, sipping my coffee, letting the moment hang there. "What is this?" Mira whispered. But before I could answer, Clara jumped in. "We just wanted you to meet someone new," she said, like it was no big deal. "You didn't give us a chance before the wedding, Mira." It was all too rushed, don't you think? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They'd had months to say something, to object, to pull their little stunts before I put a ring on her finger. But no, they waited until after the vows, after the cake, after we danced under those string lights. Mira's head snapped toward her mom, her face going red. "Meet someone new? Are you serious?" Clara shrugged like she was explaining why she'd picked a different wine for dinner. "We thought you'd like him. Theo's a good match. Successful, charming. We didn't get to weigh in before, so we figured—" "We?" Mira cut in, her voice rising. "Who's we? You and Dad?" Marshall finally glanced up from his phone, his face blank as ever. "We just wanted to see you happy." I couldn't hold it in anymore. I laughed, loud and bitter. "Happy? You think dragging her off to meet some rich guy a week after our wedding is about her happiness? You set her up with him. Dinners, drinks, beach walks like she's some prize to hand off." Clara's smile dropped. "Don't be crude, it wasn't like that. We just gave her an option." "An option?" Mira's voice broke as she shoved the folder away, papers sliding across the table. "I'm married. I didn't ask for options." She stood up, turning to me. "I didn't know they were planning this, I swear." I stared at her, my jaw tight. "You didn't know, but you didn't stop it either, did you?" Clara jumped in, her voice sharp now. "Oh, come on, Mira, don't act so innocent. You enjoyed yourself down there? We all saw it." That hit me like a slap. I looked at Mira, waiting for her to deny it, to say something to prove Clara wrong, but she just stood there, hands clenched at her sides, eyes dropping to the floor. "I didn't mean for it to happen like that," she whispered. "Like what?" I pressed. "Like you flirting with some guy your parents picked out while I was sitting here thinking you were just relaxing?" Then Mira's phone buzzed on the table, loud and sharp. She grabbed it, fingers clumsy, and read the text out loud, her voice shaking. "Theo's still in town bragging that you two were meant to be, that your parents promised him everything." Mira's jaw dropped. She stared at her mom like she'd never seen her before. "You promised him I'd leave my husband?" Clara shrugged, actually shrugged. "We may have encouraged him a little. We wanted what's best for you, sweetheart. Theo's a catch. We thought you'd see that." The whole thing was a calculated setup. They'd given him gifts, paid for his hotel suite, arranged dinners, essentially bought him a weekend with their daughter like some medieval marriage transaction. I couldn't let this slide in the dark anymore. So I organized a little gathering at our wedding venue, the same place we danced under those string lights. Sent simple invites to everyone who'd been at the wedding, plus Theo himself. One last memory from the big day. Be there at 6. Set up a projector, hooked it to my laptop, laid out all of Marcus's evidence on the reception table where we'd cut our cake. When everyone arrived, about 20 people, some confused, some curious, I didn't waste time. "Thanks for coming," I said, voice steady. "Thought we'd take a look back at the wedding and what's happened since." Started with a photo of Mira and me cutting cake, smiling and happy. Few ahs from the crowd. Then clicked to Scottsdale, Mira at the pool with Theo's arm around her. Murmur rippled through the room, dinner with him leaning close while Clara laughed. Beach walks, drinks, hotel receipts. With every slide, whispers grew louder, eyes darting between Mira, her parents, and me. Then I played the video Marcus had caught from a distance. Clara's voice clear as day. "This marriage is just a phase. Theo's the real future." Dead silence, like someone sucked the air out. "That's it," I said, crossing my arms. "That's what they've been up to while I've been here thinking I had a wife." Room exploded. Mira shouting, "I didn't know." Clara trying to spin it as making a scene over nothing. Theo trying to play it cool until I told him to shut up and he sat back down, hands up like surrendering. My friend Leona stood up, arms crossed. "You guys are unbelievable. She's married and you're shopping her around like she's for sale." Clara spun on me, her composure slipping. "We were protecting her future." "He's not good enough." That sent the room into chaos. People shouting, chairs scraping, Myra crying louder. I just stood there letting them tear each other apart. Theo tried claiming he thought it was love. Mira whipped around. "You thought I'd leave my husband because you showed up with a tan and a smile?" Truth came out that they'd essentially arranged the whole thing like some business transaction. Theo turned on Clara. "You said she wanted out." Clara snapped back. "She would have if he hadn't stuck his nose in." Aftermath was swift and brutal. Mira moved out the next day, said she needed space. I didn't stop her. Clara's event planning business tanked when vendors canceled after hearing the story. Marshall got quietly dropped from some board. Theo deleted all his social media after the internet found the story and roasted him alive. 2 weeks later, Mira tried to reconcile. Came over crying, saying she loved me, didn't want Theo, didn't know how to stop her parents who'd always been controlling, pushing and pulling and deciding what's best for her. I told her I believed her, but she didn't fight for us when it mattered. She wasn't just married to me. She was married to them every step of the way, and I couldn't forget that. Month later, I threw my own party at the same venue. Just real friends and family who'd stuck by me through the chaos. No drama, just laughter, music, and celebration. Standing where Mira and I had our first dance, I realized something. Sometimes a broken vow is a blessing in disguise. Better to find out now that she'd never fully cut the cord with her toxic parents than waste years in that dynamic. I'm done looking back. Free from all of them, and that's worth celebrating.